Hi, I'm Brock from More Pixels, and welcome to another Dev Diary for iGame Cord. Over the last 2 weeks, we've gotten a bit of work done, although there isn't a lot to showcase in this video. We have created a few new mechanics, which almost brings our game to the end of development. For anyone new here, Cord is a small 2D puzzle game, where you have limited moves and need to navigate your way around the level to the endpoint, all while avoiding different enemies. Now, let's get into what we created over the last 2 weeks. The big new thing that we started work on was the second level pack for the game, which is space themed. Initially, the two unique mechanics for this pack were going to be meteors and also an oxygen system. The oxygen system was going to make it so that there was a time limit to the levels, but there would also be tiles where you could regenerate oxygen. Ultimately, we decided to scrap the oxygen and replace it with wormholes, which was suggested by fellow indie developer Games by Saul. Be sure to check him out, his channel will be linked in the description below. I got to work on creating the wormholes, which ended up being pretty simple. The way we decided that they would work is that you can enter from one side of the wormhole and that you would be teleported to the other side. These will allow us to make some really interesting levels, being able to teleport the player to different places as well as also the enemies. Creating it was simple and was just a case to set the player's position to the position of the other side of the wormhole, and that was all of the programming for it. The next thing I got to work creating was the meteors. These were a little more difficult as I really wasn't sure how I wanted to go about making them. I initially started making them all through animation and then on collision they would kill the player. Then I realized this really limits where in the level I could place them, because if I wanted them at the bottom of the screen, they would start on screen, and that really isn't what we wanted it to look like. Once I realized this, I scrapped it and started from scratch. I realized that I could make a game object called Spawner and place it off of the screen, and then a target point where I wanted the meteor to land. And then I used vector3.moveTowards to make it move towards the target. I then set it to enable its collider when it reached the target, which would kill the player if they were on that tile. In the end, it turned out to be really simple to create, and I was definitely overestimating how difficult it was going to be. The final thing that was done through the 2 weeks was planning levels. I mostly planned levels for the ancient temple area, as I'm trying to get that area completed before switching my focus to the space area. With all the mechanics now created for the game, all we really have left to do is to build levels, finish the art, and also find any bugs of the game and fix them. I did get some space levels built, just so that we could showcase that in this video. The way I went about planning levels was to use a grid book where I could draw the levels, instead of spending time creating the levels in Unity, and then scrapping them if they weren't what we wanted. This turned out to be really good because I could plan a lot of levels quicker than I would have been able to build them in Unity. But with that, that's everything that we completed over the last 2 weeks. With development coming to an end, with most of what we have left to do on the game is more about getting the game published. With that, we have been posting every 2 weeks recently, but there is a chance that we will miss the next video as there isn't really a lot to show off, although we may still try to make a video. If you have any ideas or feedback that you'd like to share about the game, please do leave a comment as we would really appreciate this. I would like to thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like and feel free to subscribe. If you want to see some behind the scenes development, be sure to follow us all on Twitter. Again, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.